Q was nowhere to be seen, so it seemed like a good time to show his best side to camera 2. Bond was totally unruffled by the explosion outside the door. He prepared himself for unarmed combat when suddenly...
Q bounced into the room. Sorry, 007, said Q. Prototype of nuclear pogo stick backfiring. Q filed it away under P. Now, pay attention, 007, said Q, sitting down. His left eye was twitching spasmodically, and his voice was vaguely reminiscent of Patrick Moore. Q was a typically eccentric British scientific boffing Johnny, totally lacking in any sense of humour. Now, 007, said Q, this is a very dangerous mission indeed, and all the backroom boys have been working particularly hard. So we hope you're going to keep your end up.
I don't usually get any complaints, said Bond with obvious sexual connotation.
Q totally ignored Bond's smutty reference, since the nearest he'd ever come to a sexual experience was sitting on top of a spin dryer. Now, look here, 007. You know that on this mission you're likely to encounter your deadliest rival.
Yes, thought Bond. My most potent enemy. A combination of my 2 old adversaries, Blofeld and Oddjob. Oddfeld. It could have been worse, thought Bond. At that moment, an image of Oddfeld appeared in Bond's mind.
Oddfeld was the head of Thrush, a man destined to rule the world. He was a corrupt Barclays criminal who could not pronounce the letter R. Like a Toyota car, his body was full of lust. Yes, rust for women. Every night, two geisha girls would rub scented oils into his body, starting at his tootsies, working up his legs, their delicate fingers exploring the regions of his thighs until they reached his...
007, said Q.
Oh, no, thought Bond. This is the bit where he comes up with a highly technical, ingenious little gadget.
I have here a highly technical, ingenious little gadget. We all think it's going to be a winner. We're calling it the gun. Now, you'd better take it with you, 007. You might find it comes in handy.
Where am I going?
Oh, come along, 007. You've seen all the films. Some exotic, expensive location. Now, off with you.
Seconds later, it seemed, Bond found himself in his luxury penthouse apartment in the Bahamas. He walked across to the cocktail cabinet and mixed himself a drink. He had totally forgotten about his arrangement to meet the beautiful Yvonne that evening. It was then the doorbell rang. Yvonne calling, thought Bond. He was shaken, but not stirred. Come in, it's open, he called.
That's usually my line, said Yvonne Rocksoft with smoldering innuendo. Gosh, James. She huskily wheezed in what she desperately hoped was an East European accent. With 16 flights of stairs up here, I thought I'd never get up.
That's usually my line, said Bond, not to be outdone in terms of smutty double. Bond took her in his arms.
She ran her hand through his exceedingly well glued-on toupee.
Bond knew she was working for Oddfeld.
He'll never guess I'm working for Oddfeld, thought Yvonne.
You're working for Oddfeld, aren't you? Said Bond.
Yes. How did you know?
You had to be working for somebody. I had an itchy feeling it was Thrush.
Quite right, Mr. Bond, said Oddfeld, appearing as if from nowhere. He was a man who would stop at nothing, a corrupt Barclays criminal who could not pronounce the letter R. Like a Toyota car, his body was full of lust. Yes, rust for women. Every night, two geisha girls would rub scented oils into his body, starting at his tootsies, working up his legs, their delicate fingers exploring the inside of his thighs until they reached his...
Shriveled old man, Oddfeld. You're nothing more, nothing less.
Yes, said Oddfeld, but this time I shall rule the world.
Over my dead body, said Bond, using an old cliché.
That can be arranged, said Oddfeld, using an even older one.
You and whose army? Retorted Bond.
My dad's bigger than...
Meanwhile, the token female sexual stereotype pouted sensuously. Whilst thinking of her next assignment, modeling negligees for Freeman's mail order.
So what special effects gadget are you going to use to get out of this one? Mr. Smoothie Crever Crog's Englishman with the daft Scottish accent, posh aftershave and Yves Saint Laurent underpants. This.
Bang! Exclamation mark.
Ah! You real breeder! Said Oddfeld, collapsing to the floor as the soft-nosed bullet tore a hole in his chest.
Is he dead? Said Yvonne, making the most of the first line she'd had in absolutely ages.
I think he's dead, said Bond.
Of course, I'm as flippin' dead as a dodo, Oddfeld would have said if he was still alive.
Oh, James, I've been so wrong. Please give me one more chance.
I'll be happy to give